Great to see you. Welcome to Buffalo.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You get a beautiful day for your first game at home. It's not snowing. It's not going sideways. Although in Ottawa, I'm sure you had those snowstorms and the weather. But what's the excitement? Being here in Buffalo and finally getting to maybe spend a little bit more time practicing and getting to know the players.
Yeah, the guys have been great so far. It's obviously a little weird coming to a new city and new teammates during the year. I've never had that happen before. So obviously lots of guys go through it, and it's my first time doing it. And guys have been great. Staff has been awesome. So I'm just excited to
watch
play
out
home.
for George. Watch
Georgie?
out for George, the equipment guy, George.
Yeah.
He can be a little crazy, but he's a great resource to go to. He's been around since the early 90s, I think, and he still looks the same. So
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Georgie so far. So
I had that was my sense. As soon as it was as if every visiting team knows who George is, even though George isn't typically involved there. We heard Matthias Samuelsson after the game on Saturday talking about how long he's known you, and I'm just curious, what other guys in the room do you have even a little hockey relationship with?
just OP. I've met him a couple times just passing in the summer. Obviously, two Michigan guys, so or he went to Michigan. So other than that, it's a fresh slate, and have to make some new relationships. And but I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, the guys have been good.
How does that work? Because do you get on the ice for practice and tell Tage or anybody, say, hey, let's pass the puck a little bit, almost like youth hockey, trying to build the repetition and the chemistry? How does that work for you with new players?
Yeah, the first skate, not so much. I was just out there, new gear and everything. So, that was just a day that a lot was going on. But today, a little bit more, just more power play stuff too with Ras and Tage and Appy, and just picking their brain and seeing what's going to work for us. So, I think you kind of have to let it happen organically too, and play a few games before you kind of know exactly where the other guys are going to be.
More in a one-timer position on the power play today when you were working on it?
Yeah. Today I was on the flank. I like being there. That's a spot I've had some success in, and hopefully can do that tonight.
You do have some fans everywhere, but as we were talking on Saturday during the broadcast about your position on the power play, and somebody on X reached out and says, Marty, just take 2 minutes to look at his highlight reel from 2 years ago, and you're going to see he's got a deadly one-timer in the power play. I know, I've seen it. I've covered you before. But when you talk about your skill set, is your shot something that you would say is a big part of your success and your production?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Obviously, I've talked about before, I'm open about it. The last couple of years have been not the best for me, just injury-wise and stuff like that. So I think I've, sometimes I've gotten away from shooting the puck a lot, and I have to remind myself to, shoot it, and that's one of my strengths. And, obviously I had a really good year before that all started to happen. So just, constant reminders to myself to shoot it. And, sometimes you have to be selfish, and if there's a shot there, take it, and if not, then make a play.
How did the parents take the news that you were on the move?
It was obviously I talked to my agent right away, and then called my dad, and he was very supportive of me, and said, look, everything happens for a reason, and it's going to be good for you. You're going to get a fresh start, and both of my brothers were big helps too. I'm super close with those two. So it was a very emotional day, but that's why you have your family and some close friends there, and very thankful for them.
Any of them plan a visit shortly? Because I remember when I got traded to Philly, that was my only time getting traded in season and getting to feel that. I had family members, friends come in to visit, and it felt like, okay, it's helping me kind of feel normal, right? Do you have any friends and families that are going to come and maybe do that for you?
Yeah, I was talking to my little brother's still in college, but my older brother lives in the Detroit area, and he's already planning his trip to come up for Saturday.
It's a quick flight or an easy drive right through Canada. I'm sure he's done that before. So.
I put it in maps as soon as I got traded, see how far away I am from them. So they're going to come up and see me this weekend, I think. And that'll be exciting. Hopefully, I'm in the hotel right now, so hopefully find a place to have some more room. But yeah, I'm excited to get some family up here.
Your dad's still coaching?
Yeah, he's still coaching. Yeah, they actually had a tough game the other day in States. Supposedly they were in the semifinals and the puck didn't cross the line, and the ref said it was, but it's youth hockey, so there's no video review. Their season's over, so he was all mad.
Didn't that appear? Maybe my timeline on Instagram or something. Like it was a shot that went over the goalie, hit the crossbar, and then they call it a goal in OT, and everybody's celebrating. But really, the video evidence is clear. But there's no review. I don't know if that's the same one or not.
I don't know. I don't know if that was the same one, but it was a similar situation. So yeah, it's competitive in Detroit, but yeah, he's still coaching. So.
And he coached you along the way?
Yeah, he coached me till I was, I think 13 or 14. Mm-hmm. And then once I got to midget minor, he kind of passed me off. And
so what's that dynamic like when you're growing up around the game, because your dad played a lot of pro hockey in his career, and then you do break away from his coaching, but I'm guessing the coaching never really ends, no matter where you are?
Yeah. I mean, I think it ends a little bit. He was always, involved with me and hard on me in a good way and wanted me to do well. And, it kind of just brought me up the right way. Same thing with my brothers. And I think there gets to a certain point where you kind of have to let your kid go a little bit, and he did that. And especially once I got out of the house to go to play junior hockey, that's when he really, backed off a little bit. And if I needed something, I would kind of bring it up to him. And he would say things at certain times, but for the most part, it's if I don't bring it up, then he won't talk.
I love the dynamic. Wolverine, Dad's a Spartan.
I know exactly. There's battles inside the house, but like one of my big things, like with my kid, for example, is always like I look at his equipment. Right? I'm always like the other day I saw him at practice Saturday morning. I'm like, why is your jersey so small in here? Like he's a goalie. I'm like, make yourself look big. Does your dad look at your sticks and like, did you change your curve, or does he pay attention to the equipment side?
He does a little bit. I actually have a funny story. I don't know if it's true, but I think it is. But so my dad was a righty, and he had the old wedge, Lidstrom curve when he played. A lot of guys used to use that. Yeah. And he didn't want me using his stick, so he made me a lefty. And then I ended up using his teammate Chris Taylor's stick, who had the exact same curve but in a lefty, so it didn't really work, So, other than that, no. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Right now, what do you have? Because everybody's got. They don't have that wedge anymore. Nobody.
Yeah, it's like a P28, but it's not the full banana hook. It's a little modified, but yeah, pretty much P28.
Okay.
Yeah. Was saying goodbye to Brady one of the hardest parts?
Yeah,
of the deal.
That was really hard.
Because you've known him and been around him for what? How many years?
I've known him since I was 15, or he's a late birthday. He was 15, I was 16. We were just joining the U.S. program, and we just kind of clicked right away. I don't know what it was. Just kind of gravitated towards each other. And he was the first guy that I saw, other than some of the trainers that were because we were at the practice rink when I got traded, so I went back to the big rink, said goodbye to some of the trainers, and then he kind of walked in, and we shared the room for 15, 20 minutes, and that was tough for sure. And then he actually came over and helped me pack before I left, and brought Emma and their kid Ryder. So that's when it really hit me, when I saw Ryder and Emma was emotional. So that was really tough. But unfortunately, it's part of the business. But we were just talking about how grateful we were to play together, and not too often you get a chance to play in the NHL with your best friends. So, and we played together a lot. So just grateful for the time.
So it's good that you have friends like that, because when I got traded, Danny Briere was my roommate and probably my best friend on the team. He couldn't wait to kick me out the door. But unfortunately, Sabres fans, I know, sensitive. Not even 6 months later, we were playing together in Philadelphia. There are some fans here that are saying, would you maybe, no tampering allowed, but I mean, we'd like to have a Brady Tkachuk on this team at some point. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it in the universe right now. Saying,
funny.
Hey,
his mic no longer works at this
Exactly. He's like, I'm not answering that question. I'm just putting it out there. We'll move on from that. Okay, so now the Edmonton Oilers tonight. They are a team that have Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. It's a pretty big challenge. Mm-hmm. What is your view of what you have to do personally against that team tonight?
Obviously defend. They're really hard players to play against. Obviously, it's no secret. And I think make them work for everything. Don't give them anything that's easy. They're going to make plays. It is what it is. They're two of the best players in the world, so you have to understand that. But I think you got to make it as hard as you can on them and stay above them, and try not to give them too much time, because they're smart players. They're gonna find their space, but just try to make it really hard on them.
Do you have any personal moments against them that you recall so far?
Yeah, I do actually. There's of course, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
It was my rookie year, COVID year, so we were playing in the North Division.
Oh yeah, the
Canadian Division, and I think it was my first time playing Edmonton, and I was a rookie, but I was playing on the first line, and first time ever playing against Leon, and they had a face-off. I think it was like first or second shift of the game, and I remember thinking, I'm like, before the game, like, yeah, Leon's, he's a superstar, he's a really good player, but like, I'll be all right, like, I'll be fine. And then I was on my offside taking a draw, and he knew exactly what I was doing. I was going power, and he kind of just waited, lifted his stick, tapped it back, and the puck was in the net within like 3 seconds. And I was like, man, these guys are no joke. So I've had to adjust a little bit on face-offs against certain guys. So it was a funny moment, though.
Thank you for being here today.
I was going to ask one more quickly,
okay. Yeah,
just because
Marty always likes
there's
to get
a
the last
story of a fan in Ottawa that tattooed your face on his stomach. Now, I know you played on social media with that fan a few times about it, but was this a real tattoo? Or do you know, or do you have confirmation that guy actually got a real tattoo?
He said it was a real tat, and he sent it, and he had a picture of all the people working on him. There was like 4 or 5 people doing the tattoo at one time, so, I mean, it's not 100% that it was real, but, I mean, he said it was, and I sent him a jersey and everything, so that was weird.
Okay, yeah.
That was weird.
I don't recommend anybody in Buffalo getting a face of somebody on your stomach as a tattoo, but if you want to get, right now it's number 13. Would that stick?
13,
or?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe like a nice number 13 something would be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You okay with 13?
Yeah, I picked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
No.
I like it.
I am only asking whether you had it at any time along the way.
No, never.
No.
I've worn 14 and 9, and 13 was kind of the one that was there, and wanted a fresh start.
I'll take it.
Exactly. Love the fresh start.
Yes.
Thank you again for being here today.
Yeah, thanks, guys.